I'm at 1028 River Forest Point. It is April 15th, 2026, 7 p.m. in the afternoon. It's about 75 degrees outside. I am going to be performing a repairability assessment on these asphalt shingles. I am on the right slope of the roof. This is part of the roof that has been approved for repairs by insurance. This is one wind damaged shingle. You can see the dark crease line right here indicating that it has been lifted. Based upon the age and visual condition of the shingles, it is in doubt in my mind whether this roof is going to be in a repairable condition. What I'm going to be doing is simulating a roof repair by removing this shingle and sliding it back in place, putting nails in. I'm going to be lifting these shingles up only high enough to remove nails and place nails back into the shingle. I'm going to be utilizing a magnetic roofing hatchet, a flat bar, and 1 1/4 inch roofing nails. I'm going to start by debonding the shingle that has been damaged. The shingles aren't bonded very well. Already a little bit of granule loss just from getting these off. All right, now I'm going to be removing the fasteners from this shingle as well as the shingle above. They both hold this shingle in place. So again, I'm going to lift these as minimally as possible. The shingles are in brittle shape. There's no fastener on that side. I'm going to go to this fastener here, and this shingle's already damaged. Of course, this one will be being removed, but just to show you, the nail head has pulled through, the shingle pulled over the nail head. So now there is a nail head size hole in this shingle. It's likely that's gonna happen to the other shingles in the process. So we're gonna have to lift this up a little more to get this nail out. Next nail. Again, lifting these just high enough to, this nail came out, well, almost. Again, the shingle pulled over the nail head. That's damaging the shingle. Of course, this one will be replaced. So as far as repairability goes, it's not exactly a big deal. In this shingle right here, these will remain in place. So if nails pop through, that is a problem. And the shingle pulled over this nail head. I'm trying to get a visual of that with my camera. Right here, there's a nail head size hole in that shingle. Manufacturers do not recommend applying enough sealant to cover that nail head. So per manufacturer's guidelines, this shingle would need to be replaced already. This nail came out no problem. There's another nail in here. Again, that nail came out without leaving a mark. A lot of granule loss already. And the shingle pulled over the nail again. I have to go underneath it, pull it out. Same thing, shingle pulled over the nail head. All right, this should be all the nails holding in this shingle in a repair. Of course, I'm going to be removing this and going to be replacing it with a new shingle. I can already see I'm barely even lifting these shingles. And if you look in the corners, you can already see these granule loss. It indicates that there's matting fracture of these in these shingles here. I'm just going to demonstrate I'm going to take this is a soft tip brush. I'm going to use this shingle for an example. I can rub these, granules don't come off. I'm gonna look at these shingles right here, rub these loose granules off. Next time it rains, these will come off pretty easily. And you can already see on this course that you've got creasing. So I'm gonna go ahead. The major issue with creasing is typically gonna be on these shingles when I go to put nails back in here, just because they're still nailed right here, so this creates a big hinge point. So I'm gonna go ahead, and again, roofing hatchet, 1.25" nail. I'm gonna lift these shingles up just high enough to get that roofing nail perpendicular to the roofing surface per manufacturer recommendations. So right there's minimum. I got to go a little bit before that so my hammer doesn't hit this shingle, so I got to lift it up to about there. Drive this shingle in. Same thing here, just high enough to get that nail head perpendicular. A lot of granules coming off of these shingles. Just high enough. And makes for difficult repair. If these shingles are brand new, they're very flexible. You could take this shingle and bend it all the way back and it wouldn't cause a problem. All right, a lot of creasing on those shingles right there. Put the next course of nails in here. Again, that's minimum. It's about 30, 35 degrees. And significant creasing, significant amount of granules come off of these shingles every time I touch them. All right, as you can see, this was the original shingle. This was the shingle that was damaged. It was going to be replaced, and so the two shingles above it are the ones that had been or three shingles above it had to be manipulated as well. You can see dark crease lines right here, dark crease lines on every shingle above it. Crease line on here, crease line right here, all across here, very defined crease right here. So these are already damaged quite a bit. I'm just going to show, it's going to be a little more visually easy to see when I wipe these granules off. Again, going to rub this shingle right here. This hasn't been manipulated. Granules don't come off. You look at this shingle and just get granules coming off here. So in order to replace this shingle, I damaged 1, 2, 3 shingles above it. You can see the dark crease lines everywhere I'm putting my mark here. All the way across all 3 of these tabs, the corner of this tab, corner of this tab, corner here, all the way across here, all the way across this tab. In no way does damaging 3 other shingles result in a proper repair. So I would consider this a failure. One other mode of failure was the nail heads pulling through the shingles. Now I've demonstrated the creasing that happens when you lift these up a minimal amount. You can see right in here, I'm gonna lift these up a little bit more now. You can see all these large holes. That's the size of the nail head. I cannot put enough sealant on this shingle to cover that hole right there and be in compliance with manufacturer recommendations. So that's another mode of failure on these shingles. There's also a little bit of matting transfer, not a significant amount, but in a couple of spots. But overall, it's not going to be possible for me to do individual repairs on this roof slope.